Hey you all, so I was doing my makeup, but I had to stop a few times. Kids. um, but I'm like done now, and I guess I'm just gonna chat with you all about what in the world I was gonna talk to y'all about. Um, Going after what you want in life and eliminating things that do not serve you. And a lot of us deal with these things on a regular. Someone I'm very close to called me the other day and they spoke how I normally spoke. But I am not the same person as I once was. When they were talking to me, they just started the conversation out just very negative and just loaded their entire SHIT load of stuff on me. And I listened to, I honestly, I'm gonna be honest, I didn't even give them a chance to really get too far into it. When they started to unload this stuff on me, and I was just like, this literally has nothing to do with me. You kind of just want someone to vent to, or you're bored as hell right now, and I'm not about to entertain this, so I politely hung up. I didn't even say anything because I don't have to. I told someone that I had hung up the phone, and I was like, I kind of really just didn't hang up. I was like, I actually turned my phone off in mid-sentence. And I said, I didn't text that person. Well, actually, I did. I texted them like a few hours later, and I was like, yeah, my phone died. I'll call you back. That person called me like 2 days later, and they didn't even tell me the story anymore. And I got on here to just basically tell y'all, if you don't want to deal with something, you don't have to. And you don't owe anyone an explanation for that. You don't even know yourself. You don't even know yourself. Sometimes your conscience knows things that the outer body, physical person, whatever you want to call it, does not. You can't. Sometimes you don't always know why, but sometimes you're just like, I don't know. I'll just pass, and then it could be a year or 5 years from now, and you're just like, oh, I'm glad I didn't do that, or yeah, or it doesn't even have to be just like a bad thing for like why you didn't do something or whatever. You don't have to keep explaining to yourself as to why you want this or that. I'm going after the good things that I want in life, and during that timing, I'm having to eliminate a lot of people that are in my life right now, and not just necessarily like kind of cut them off, but protect my peace, my sanity, the things that I want. I don't want gossipy ass women around me no more. Sorry, I keep it in my remote control. Remote control. I don't want gossipy women around me anymore. I don't want that. I don't want gossipy men around me anymore because I don't have time to gossip. I don't have time to gossip. I have time to talk about soap. I have time to talk about my kids and the things that I want and where, we're going in life. Quick story, I contacted one of my friends the other day and I'm like, hey, what's up? And they're like, there's stress, money issues, and I looked at my wallet and I had $0 that day. That doesn't mean that I was necessarily broke, but I didn't have broke energy either. And I was like, I don't want this anymore. I don't want this either. I don't need for you to have $1 million or whatever, but you literally can have no money and not have broke energy. That's what I mean when I'm saying I'm eliminating the hell out of things and going after what I want. There's probably a lot of people in my life I probably wouldn't even been cool with if we actually were really taught these things when we were young, to know yourself enough to know what you like. There was a topic on like TikTok and I saw it on YouTube. about how black women were never taught to be courted. And I'm like, this is so true. I have a daughter. I'm teaching my daughter now from like how she's supposed to be treated, and you know, just how she's supposed to carry herself, just like as a woman. And people will be like, oh, you know, don't push her, don't push her. Here they go, my kids. Driving their daddy wild. But there's such a difference when I see in my daughter when I'm like, hey Tori, we're gonna do our nails and stuff right now. Let mommy do your hair. It's not even just like a girl thing, but even like what my boys, and not as much with the boys, but there's something about doing something that makes you feel good. And we're not taught enough that in our culture to go after things that make you feel good. And I just, before I like kind of lose my train of thought, but I had mentioned the courting thing because we're not taught about courting. And if you were taught what you like, a lot of us wouldn't settle. Men and women. Women. A lot of us wouldn't settle. So go after what you want. And like at my very big age, baby, I'm not settling anymore. I'm not settling in friendships. I'm not settling in any relationship, okay? Whether that's, and hate to say it, but I texted my sister the other day and I was like, Asia, I'm not doing this with this person because I don't like the way they treat me. No beef, no nothing. I don't like the way they talk to me. And my sister was just like, I understand. You ain't even gotta explain. You don't have to explain. Even if my sister did not feel the same thing of what I feel at times, sometimes there's nothing that needs to be said. And it wasn't, again, like I said, and I texted her, I'm like, it's no beef, it's no issue. Girl, I'm just a new person. And I texted her, and I was like, girl, I'm about to go shopping, I'm about to get these little party supplies, and I'm going about my business. But leave that dust over there because I don't want it anymore. And I don't have to tolerate it. God said, let there be light. And there was light. The world is abundant. My God is abundant. And I know I can have any and everything that I want to.